If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Still Got Game, episode 494. Still Got Game's official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And hits muted.
I am Roger the Hitman Roken.
I am Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
And we are off to a fantastic start tonight. But we are back again, folks, this week, and it's the three of us once again. Used a lot of pejorative terms, calling us the real hosts and a bunch of other shit last week, but I don't think any of our other hosts heard those pejorative comments, so everybody's cool. But the three of us are back, and we're doing a show, and there probably will not be a show next week due to Thanksgiving, so enjoy this one.
Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. What the hell?
Takes a lot of days to
do a
edit this
Monday?
shit. No, it's a lot of editing over the week.
Come on. You got Thursday off from work. You can edit during the football games.
I'm going to be cooking and shit starting Wednesday. So, there will be no show next week.
Cooking? You mean you don't order out?
No, I
What? What about the restaurant industry?
That's for every other thing that's not a holiday.
Oh my god!
You don't order out
What
on Thanksgiving. That just shows
what a turn of
that
events,
just shows you
ladies
love
and
your
gentlemen.
family less if you don't cook on holidays. So, just
The
saying.
views of Derek Dolan do not represent that of Still Got Game.
Well,
Or the other hosts.
yeah.
all right. Well, if you're in our chat right now, feel free to drop some bombs in there and we'll cover them during the show. Otherwise, let's just jump in the show proper and start off with a mailbag for feedback and questions from last week's show. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Yaw Impact 21 comments. You three had me rolling laughing last episode. You were incredulous of each other when someone didn't watch the thing you did. The best part is that most of the time, two of the three of you have watched something, which is when you gang up on the third person and hilarity ensues. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I feel like that happened a lot of times last week where it hits like, why haven't you watched this yet? And then all of a sudden, Selton and I had watched School for Good and Evil, and we hit up, well, why haven't you watched it yet? So, and I think Hit nailed it later on after all the fighting, where he's like, there's so much shit that streams now, you can't all be watching the same thing.
Impossible.
Yeah, there's too much out there right now, but
But we're glad that you found humor in our discontent. So, thanks. All right. Next up, Psy Crawler comments. I had been on the side of Hitman and Selden 007, always assuming that D Smooth was overplaying his friendship with Kevin Smith. After the interview last week, I flipped. It was funny that you guys still called him a fanboy, but then Selden admitted his jealousy. Fun twist to the episode. You did still call me a fanboy.
well, that's because you were. Your voice got like higher octaves, and you got a giddy little smile on your face. There's nothing wrong with being a fanboy of Kevin Smith, even if you play cards with him and you're friendly with him. He's just that guy, you know. I'm sure he brings that out in a lot of people that know him. So,
Well, it's also I wasn't using a fancy mic, wasn't using my deep radio voice. It is what it is. So, but thank you.
I actually came out of that interview on the opposite direction. It actually strengthened my ideology. Like that, yeah, it's not good. It's not good stock. It's not good stock.
You know, I guess you're right, because you
Just-
always
just
told it
the
like
way-
you guys are intimate.
Just
friends,
the
and then-
way the whole interview went by, like there were like little things that I started noticing. I'm like, wait a minute. So the biggest one I have to say, the biggest like eyebrow one, like what the was when he was like when he didn't know how many kids you had. I was like,
well,
wait a
why-
second.
Why does that
Wait
ever
a
come up at
second.
poker? So the last time he and I had talked about kids was probably the 1 month period back in '99 when Haley and Harley were born a month apart. Talked about kids then, and then it just never comes up. You're doing big boy stuff.
Guess,
You're
I
playing
don't- I
poker.
don't
You're hanging
know.
out. You're
No.
that's
How many-
why I was shocked
many-
by that too.
How many kids does Kevin have?
One.
Oh, see, you know, but he doesn't know how many you have.
Oh, yes. But no, that was a fun little addition to the show. So, all right. Next up, Laszlo Holyfeld comments. Good name, by the way.
Wow.
Good,
Nice pronunciation.
good
Got
reference. Laszlo Holyfeld comments. Ba-bam! Funny as fresh shit. You guys are like a stand-up act. Love the show.
I've never found fresh shit funny. I'm sorry. That's a great expression, but man, I don't know.
That is a weird expression now that you point that out. Like, no one says, people say funny as shit, but no one says funny as fresh shit. Okay, that's weird.
That's
It's
like
also
I think it's supposed to be a positive, like
Yeah.
even more, like it's fresh, like it's steaming, it's hot, it's warm, like
Oh, that's so
Stinky.
funny. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's also weird that this is like just not even a single sentence. It's like 4 sentence fragments, each followed by an exclamation point.
So you
I
get
love
more
how-
excited as you read it, though.
I love how we get people like messaging in, being like, "The show's really funny. You guys are funny." Like, there's always these comments over the years, episodes.
But I don't think we're funny.
What's funny is like I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be funny. Like this is just like calling out Derek's logic and stuff like that's just like that's not me trying to be funny. That's just me trying to get at Derek and all. It's like it's just us talking.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I don't
we just
think
happened to record it. This
Yeah, none of us are going on. None of us write scripts for our jokes. Like,
right, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my point. Yeah.
We don't have a writer's room that's providing us like quippy feedback to throw at each other. It'd be nice if we did, but
Yeah,
yeah.
the only writing room we have is Derek's family around the dinner table writing up the comments. That's all.
So funny. The recurring jokes are probably what people find humorous.
That's a stretch.
Oh, all right. Yeah, they find them barely tolerable. All right. And last, and depending on you ask, certainly not least or certainly least, Altius asks. That was you'll wait till the after credits. Jeff Keighley's Game Awards are back on December 10th, and nominations are out now. Do you think we'll ever see something like the Academy of Motion Pictures in the video game awards world? I.e., a board of people in the industry, past and present, that are provided screeners of games and vote on the winners in each category.
I tried looking up, like I can't find a list of like these nominees for Game Awards. I wanted to do my due diligence, but like as for the Academy thing, I think this is as close as it's gonna get right now. And if it does evolve, it'll probably be like some sort of amalgamation of these guys, or Jeff Knightley will be involved in some, whatever that would be. But maybe, again, it's up to like Jeff. He's the only one that seems to be like spearheading this. So
I'm
If
still
there
not
is-
sure how the voting even happens. I just found the link for the nominees. Of course, not from the Game Awards. I found it from The Escapist, who has the nominees for the Game Awards, but bad SEO. But I feel like we don't even know how these are voting on, really, right?
No, I always took
They
the
have,
Game
they have
Awards.
they have a committee of industry people
Okay.
like Jeff Gerstmann, Greg Miller. Like they have all these guys on this list, and they
Okay. So
pick stuff
so
out.
it's sort of like a mini version of the Academy of Motion Pictures. The Academy is obviously tons of people. Every year it gets bigger. Previous directors and producers and everything all voting on it. Maybe it's just going to take time before there's enough people from the past in the industry that they can do that. But it sounds like at least now there's some sort of impartiality.
I don't know. I don't know if I mean because the Academy to get into the Academy, I mean you gotta there's a certain level of prestige and everything like that that follows with getting into the voting portion of the Academy.
That's in the voting portion of the Academy.
Well, he's a filmmaker. I'm like he's got credentials behind him. Like it's I hate to say it, but I think that the turnover in journalists and game makers and stuff like that is pretty high compared to what the Academy Awards are and stuff like that. I mean, once you're a movie reviewer, that's pretty much your job. Like, there's not a lot of people that stay as game reviewers.
But movie reviewers aren't part of the Academy. It's directors and producers and
I mean, but that's what I'm
saying.
It's
creative
industry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's just like, and you know what? I mean, the programmers and stuff like that. I mean, they're busy as fuck, probably coding the next thing. So they don't have time to sit around and play 100 hours of each game.
I guess that's the difference is that it's when you get your Academy screeners and there's 10 films for Best Picture, you're probably looking at 20 hours total over X number of weeks or months. And you've probably already seen some of those in the theater versus sometimes you got to play a video game for 20, 30 hours. It's the same with the reasons why we hear reviewers complain that they can't accurately review a game because there's not enough time. That's a good point, Selden. Good. I can't believe I just said Selden had a good point, but it happened. We had a second check on the checkbox list from day one. Selden joined the show. But yeah, that was a good point, Selden. It's a weird question, Altius.
I don't think the video game industry will ever be as prestigious and self-centered as the Academy Awards or any of the award shows that are out there, because they're very self-centered. They're very, pomp and circumstances. Yeah. Like, I don't think the video game industry holds itself up to that standard of elitists.
I feel like Jeff Keighley thinks that he's an elitist and that he does it, but I don't know. He's pretty high on himself. He's a nice guy, but he's also still high on himself. But then not again, like you look at the Golden Globes. That's a bunch of people in the press that are like, they're high on themselves. They're just press. They write about these things. No, they're not creatives. They don't make any of this shit. So, which is kind of like Hit was saying, Gerstmann, that's all he does. He doesn't create. He judges. Game Over Greggy. He doesn't create. He just, I like this. I don't like this. And Game Over Greggy. Like, Hit is muted as always. Jesus, it's like he's never done a podcast before.
It was a good point you had, though, Hit.
You can say that they're content creators. Like, they're making content from the content.
They're making content off of someone else's content. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
So why shouldn't we be part of that?
I think we should write Keighley and say, hey, you know what? We want to be a voting part of this.
Yeah. What does Game Over Greggy know? Game over, man. Like, whatever.
It's all about who you know.
Yep.
We have a judge from Canada on the panel.
Yeah,
I
was about to say. It's all about who you know, man. Yeah.
Yes. The Canadian Game Awards. Hit He's an insider there. That's why he
I
likes
saw
this.
in the article that I found for the list. 'Cause I just pulled it up. It mentions Canadian games.
Yeah.
Tunic. I didn't realize. Halifax.
Nova
Yeah,
Scotia.
wow.
Yeah, we're not
Best-
big at
best
down
indie,
here. We
best
treat
debut
Canadian
indie,
games
best action
just
adventure.
we treat Canadian games just like U.S. games. Unlike you, we're like fuck those guys to the south. Let's just look at our own shit.
FIFA is Canadian too.
Yeah.
I was a teenage exocolonist. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Huh. Cool. Anyway,
Nice. All right.
I find it a little suspect that God of War is up for Game of the Year, and the game just came out like fucking like days ago.
That's how this shit happens.
Like days ago.
Jeff Keighley's in Sony's pocket, just like Hideo Kojima's like, "Ooh, I just shit out with this in my hand," and Keighley's like, Game of the Year.
This
Like-
is some fresh shit.
Yeah, some fresh shit is right. All right. On that, why don't we leave the mailbag? If any of questions or comments or feedback, give us a call 7735-72961 or email us at podcast@twiltpo.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over to what we're playing? Hit, what have you been playing this week?
A shit ton of Modern Warfare. Getting ready for Warzone. Like been leveling up, weapons and attachments, camos. Unlocked a few gold camos without even realizing it. And then I played the new season of Halo Infinite. I'm already halfway through my battle pass, and I've only played 2 short sessions.
It's a little mini battle pass. Yeah.
Yeah, that update's okay. Yeah, I like the Forge. I like the change. I like the changes and stuff, and it seems like they give you a lot of XP. We'll see if this is gonna make a difference, but I don't know. I didn't go in there being like, holy shit, this is so much better. I feel like it's gonna be like a gradual thing for Halo. And then the other games, a little bit of Sea of Thieves. I think I just finished my battle pass. And I just tried out today on stream the new version of Oregon Trail.
No. Did you die of dysentery?
I had so what's funny is the game's tutorial character at the beginning, he fucking caught cholera. And then he had to when we got to our first stop, he had to go.
No.
Like, he's like, I can't go on. I'm like, but
you're
the tutorial guy. He's like, you'll figure the rest out on your own. And I'm going out there. I'm like, how am I supposed to do? Like it was just by chance that like I'm not gonna be able to figure out, like, be told what the rest of it. Like I was so funny. It's funny. Like we went to go visit him in the town that we were still in, and then he he was about to like die, and we were like, oh, let's get out of here. Like, yeah. Nice. Anyway, it's a good version of that game. So yeah. Anyway,
I didn't even know that was coming. No.
Yeah. I one of my friends in my Discord reminded me it came out. It just came out. So yeah, I downloaded it and tried it out.
Nice.
But yeah, that's it. Getting ready for Warzone Wednesday, my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Warzone 2 day. It's gonna be like Christmas over here at Hitman Lair. I don't know.
The Hit Lair.
The Hit Lair. The Hit Cave. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, what about you, Southern? What have you been playing?
I as well loaded up a little Halo against my better judgment, and I will have to say that the level select is great. I was able to go back and get that last skull I was missing. I didn't have to play through the game for the 3rd time, so I was a little happy about that. I did try out Forge. It is definitely a learning curve to being able to forge maps and stuff like that. I used to forge all the time back in the day in Halo games, but like this forge tool gives you a lot of power. It was just too inundating right up front that I lost interest right away. But
let the forge stuff for the forgers.
It's definitely going to be a community favorite tool, but it was just a little too much for me. I really wish that, like, even on the PC, that they gave you more mouse control over what you were doing. But it just
Yeah.
seems like they're forcing you into controller forging, which really, I mean, maybe I just didn't have it set up right. Somebody correct me out in the audience if you can. But
I'm sure
it,
they
it
will.
definitely has some complications that I just didn't want to deal with. So, other than that, I downloaded the recent update for Flight Simulator. They've added helicopters and gliders,
Yeah.
which was kind of cool. I was flying a helicopter around the streets of New York City, trying to avoid hitting buildings because that's not what you're supposed to do. So
Yeah, but is everything like in detail in
yeah,
New York?
yeah, you can. Yeah, New York's got a download pack that you can download to get like better detail of everything.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you got all the building heights and everything like that, and the alleys and stuff like that. And
Yeah, because like
a lot of
Toronto is just a
buildings,
bunch of
stuff like that.
smudges. Like it's just a smudge here. So like what is this?
Yeah,
The
there's
devs have
definitely
never
ones that
been
are,
to Toronto. That's why.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's definitely
I
worth
guess.
checking out, especially if you're a helicopter guy. I mean, it feels really good flying under the bridges and stuff like that, and around the buildings and things.
Or if
Uh,
you're a fan of classic planes like the Spruce Goose, yeah.
The glider was kind of boring, honestly. I was like, yeah, I'm not into the mellowness of this, but it was okay. Other than that, played a lot of FIFA with my son. We got our 10-hour demo through EA Play, so we're playing through that, playing a lot of soccer, which was kind
Yeah.
of fun. And other than that, yeah, just Fortnite. So
This is your last year of FIFA, right? Didn't they? I thought they sold the license and it's not going to be EA
Oh, yeah?
anymore. I thought, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's
I
definitely.
thought we talked about this a couple months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's as far as soccer games goes, it's got that old '94 NHL feel to it. It's very arcadey. It's not like a simulator soccer type game, so it fits for my 12-year-old son. So
Nobody likes soccer.
Did you play Ted Lasso?
no, I tried to load him up. I couldn't find this Richmond. So
No.
somehow you have to sub a team out within the menus and stuff like that. And I don't know if that option was available in the 10-hour demo level.
That would be the only way I would try it. Play
But-
Jamie Tart, get him in there.
Yeah, get some of the cheers going in the crowd.
Jamie
Tart, 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 tart.
Jamie Tart. All right, we did this last week.
Yes, we did.
So, yes.
But other than that, not much else. What about you, Derek? What have you been playing?
All I've played is some Halo Infinite and some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Right now, working one campaign or the other, back and forth. And then played some Halo Infinite multiplayer, enjoying the shit out of that. Like Hit said, that battle pass seems pretty quick to fill up. But it is like a mini battle pass that's only really like half a season's length. So I expected it to be small, but yeah, I'm feeling like they did good shit. And I haven't jumped into Forge yet because I'm not a creative, but I definitely seem to have the requirements for it as a STEM person. I think that the new Forge requires science, technology, engineering, and math, because this is not your granddad's drag and drop Forge of old. So.
Do you any of you
Pick
guys
rotate.
know if I'm not muted, right?
No,
you're good.
you actually can talk now. Yeah.
Do you know if is there any way to like look for other maps and play with other people? Is there like a customs game browser? Like anything like that? Like
unless you're-
matchmaking with custom like how can we play these maps that people are making other than
You have to have a community
custom
night
game.
or looking for group. I think that's the only way you could probably get into customs on these maps.
so there's no custom game browser or anything like that?
Like I think it's coming from what they had said. They're going to do that same thing where they showcase certain maps from the community, but in theory, a lot of these maps were made so quick, even though they're fucking fantastic. Like that,
But even
Blood
one of the
Gulch
new
one, yeah.
one of the new maps got taken out. So we really only have
That
one
they
new map.
developed.
Yeah. I thought they'd be like throwing in more like custom maps and the matchmaking, but that's,
like a
yeah.
like a playlist of like top rated and stuff like that.
Yeah, not even its own thing. Just like in the like in quick play, the quick play like playlist, they just throw in some
Yeah.
Guardian, some like the
sure,
pit. Like
I'm
let's
sure
just
all the
fucking
shit's
do
coming
this.
at some point, but
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some kind of vetting process to bring at least some of these content creator maps in.
Yeah, but these Forge guys have had hands on this stuff for months. Like,
But that's
they
how could
also
these
didn't
guys?
know what each other were working on. Think of how many Forge guys were like, I'm remaking Guardian. And then all of a sudden they had
35.
10 awesome Guardians. Yeah, you're right. Like, they need to be vetted.
I guess. Like, I don't
Otherwise,
want
who's
it
to pick?
ranked. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just it's throwing some maps for fun. Like, I don't know, social playlists. I don't know.
Social. Nope. So, yeah, that's all I've been playing. All right. On that, why don't we hop on over to new releases? First new release out this week is Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 out for the Xbox, the PlayStation, and the PC. We already talked a lot about this. Hit's practically creaming himself. Comes out on his birthday. Probably took the day off.
Whole week off. It's a birthday week.
Nice. So Hit's got nothing better to do than sit down and play Warzone.
Yeah, and a Raptors game. It's gonna be stream. It's gonna be Warzone. It's gonna be like Raptors game. It's gonna come home Warzone, and again stream.
It seems like a full schedule.
And then sleep,
Yeah.
and then wake up and Warzone.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Can't you play Cloud Play Warzone on your phone somehow? Didn't they?
No.
release-
Why would I want to do that?
Well, I
Well,
know
they're at the
I
Raptors
on the
game.
I
bus
actually
ride
wanna win.
between the Raptors game and your house, you could just
No, I actually want to win. Like
Mm. Nope.
Yeah.
All right.
anyway.
All right. Next new release out this week is Pentiment out for the Xbox and the PC. This is not my style of game, but it's super awaited by folks, and it's got rave reviews. But I have a feeling of this crowd, the only one that wants a piece of it is Selden.
I don't know anything about this game. I'm trying to pull it up right now, but I'm sure you're
Perfect.
right.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
perfect.
Yep. That sounds like a Selden thing. Speaking
Yeah.
of Selden things, the next new release out this week is Somerville, also out for the Xbox and the PC. And this is a Selden game of Selden proportions. It's like nothing
Got
you've
Selden written all over it.
Yes, yeah. Next week, Selden's What We're Playing is going to be full of this list.
Holy
Yes.
shit, you're right.
Yep. He's going to be like, oh, I put in a couple hours and it was fun. So
Even
I
the
played
next
some
one.
more." Yes.
Even
and
the
then-
next one.
And the final new release out this week is Goat Simulator 3, and this is out for the Xbox, the PlayStation, and the PC. Now, I did have, when I was coming up with the outline, a brief moment of confusion where I was like, did I miss Goat Simulator 2 coming out? And then I checked the Wikipedia page, and they thought this was funny to call it 3, even though there was no 2. So,
That's good because I was
Oh,
confused
I was
as
gonna
well. I was
say.
like, I don't remember a 2 coming out
see?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
gonna say.
because I played 1.
Nope. But yeah, this is totally a Selden game. Selden, you have so much on your plate for
I
next
know.
week.
Look at this. I got so much.
Yes, and that's in addition to Call of Duty and Halo. But
Oh,
yeah, no, that's you got a fucking week, man. You should take the week off of work.
hey, one of the new releases that came out, we didn't cover it last week, was Jackbox Party 9, right?
Oh, we
Oh,
did talk
really?
about that because remember we mentioned that it was only out on PC first and then came out on Xbox.
Oh,
After,
PC
yeah.
Master Race.
No, it's out on
Oh.
Xbox now, buddy. Yeah, sorry.
But at the beginning, it's
Yeah.
you want to play
was-
it early,
No, it was.
and
It
it want to
wasn't
be
early.
treated.
It was
like,
more because
like
Steam
royalty.
Steam is really easy to.
I mean, come over to the PC.
Come over to PlayStation. Wow.
Yeah, I fumbled.
It's brainwashed now.
I fumbled.
Oh,
I fumbled.
He used the Manchurian Candidate and accidentally his programming kicked in. He's like, "Come to PlayStation."
Oh no!
The chick is up. He's like, "I don't even have a PlayStation." Then he's like, "Oh, come to PlayStation." Meanwhile, it's like next week I have the PSVR 2 in the house and I'm shutting down and playing it all week long. So, yeah, secret fanboy. But yes, it's out in everything now.
All right.
So we've purchased it. We just haven't played it yet. So,
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you which games were in it, but
besides
looking to
like
pick it up,
Fibbage
so.
4,
yeah.
the rest are all new things. So I just haven't played any yet. Though. But,
Quit. Oh, really? Number
think-
4.
yep,
Interesting.
something 4. I think it's Fibbage. It's either that or what's the Q one?
I wonder if they have a Black Friday deal. Buy all the packs for
Maybe
$10.
It's a good thing to play on stream and involve your audience.
Oh,
in
yeah.
it. So
Oh, yeah.
especially they keep upping the count of
we've
people
done
that
it.
can actually play versus the
Oh, have they? What's it at now?
some of these games can have 10 people playing or more
Oh,
versus
okay.
like the old days where you could have 4 playing and everyone else is in the audience. I think some have 25 to 50.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I would really like to play, and I wish they would bring back?
You don't
1
know
versus
Jack?
100.
Oh,
No, 1 versus 100.
yeah, I would like that to come
Oh,
back
I
too.
think everybody.
Yeah.
And I think there were some teases by Larry a while back.
Yeah,
that
a while
they
back
were
and
working
nothing
something.
since.
Yeah, but I
Like the
don't-
pandemic was a perfect time for that. You guys fucked up, man.
Well, the pandemic also wasn't the perfect time because you need to hire a host, have them come in.
Yeah, but they could have done it from their house.
I guess. I still feel like it's coming, but who knows?
No, it probably is. I mean, better. Fuck.
Did any of you guys ever get picked for the 100?
Yeah, I was in it. a
Yeah, I
couple
was in
times.
it. I was in it a couple times. Yeah,
Yeah, I was in the 100, but was never the one.
right.
But it goes to show, like, what are the odds that a game for everyone on Xbox, where there's 100 people playing, that all 3 of us, 100% of the hosts right now, played in the
They
game.
had a lot of shows though.
I know, but still,
Yeah.
it's still the like. Think of like you look at Price is Right. James Stevenson's the only person I know that's ever been on The Price is Right from Insomniac. That show goes on every day for like 50 years. I should know more people.
I don't know anybody that doesn't work during the day and can go to one of those shows.
Yeah, I would even watch that show.
Well, there was 2 years where you sat at home and you could have it on the background.
No, that's not honest, Derek.
That's the time I saw it, James.
When
When,
I'm-
I was
when I-
having my
when I-
lunch, and I was like, "Holy shit, is that James
so you're
Stevenson?"
frauding. You're admitting to fraud, are you?
I'm the
No, he
guy
said
that
he was
goes in
on
the
lunch.
office every day.
See, like when I was working from home, Derek, all my time spent was on work. Okay, because my company was expecting me
Oh, I remember.
to work.
I remember watching your Sea of Thieves stream.
Nah, that is a lie. I would never.
I would never
Ever.
ever
How
do
would
it.
you? How dare you imply that? Oh
It's
my gosh!
Hitman Live during
I
the
follow the
workday
rules.
Sea of Thieves. Like you
I follow the
promoted it that
rules.
way.
Oh my gosh! Don't listen to this
yes.
guy. He's just deflecting.
All right. Well, on that, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? First story. Activision Blizzard CEO confident Microsoft acquisition will be complete by June of 2023. Now, this thing is still there's a lot of people fighting it. Even as part of this fight, Microsoft was like, PlayStation's the number 1 console in the world. Like, they're the ones with the monopoly. Like, so for Microsoft to say that and still push through this, I think this thing is going through. I just hope.
I was never any doubts.
But
It's like what they said. Like they basically in the lamest terms. I'm going to simplify it. Sony cried wolf. Like, they can't do this. It's going to take so much money. And then Microsoft just replied with like, we're the number 3. They're the number 1 by a lot, and they're worried that the number 3 is gonna take stuff away from the number 1. Like, what is this?
Yeah,
Like, we're no threat at all. We're number 3. You're number 1. You know, like it just made so much sense. It was just like, what? Shut up, man! Like,
it's classic.
it's literally like what they preach is competition. Like,
Yeah,
you're number 1. Like, they're coming after you. That's just how it works.
Meanwhile, like, look at things. Sony, Destiny, exclusive weapons for PlayStation, exclusive map for a
That
whole
shit
year
caught
for
up to you.
PlayStation. Yeah, you guys
That
have
shit
done
caught
it
up.
forever. Yeah.
Yeah, it forced these guys to join up and fucking, you know, like,
They're like, we don't just want exclusives, then we'll just buy the companies and do it that way.
it's their own fault.
Fuck them.
And Selden over here, he literally thought this was never gonna go through.
It's still a long way off. We'll see what happens.
Oh, he still believes it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
There was a while that Selden, like after the after show, once we were off the air, Selden's like, I really think Google's gonna buy Sony. Yeah, that's gonna be the new king.
I don't think I ever said that. No,
the funny thing is, no listener does not believe that, though.
Did I ever say it was never going to go through? I just said it was going to take a long time to get it to go through. I thought,
You
But
said
it's
it'll
been a long
never go
time.
through.
it's still a long time. But I mean, like, hey, Musk got Twitter, so Microsoft should be able to get this, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
yep.
It happens.
but June of 2023, I think that's earlier than I would have expected this to go through. I thought it was going to be years and years. So
Isn't that years? Didn't we start?
when do
covering
they-
the story
when do they
in
announce this?
2021?
it's a year and a half, maybe, from the time that they originally announced.
Yeah,
it,
I
think,
figure
so.
I was always thinking 2 years, within
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
That's
One
a
and a
lot
half,
quicker, so.
it makes sense.
That's right.
It's basically the same time frame that when they bought Bethesda.
Yep.
Right? It was a year and a half, right? Like,
that's
it's
what these things take. My
Yeah,
company
it's-
was acquired by another company, and it took a year and a half, 2 years. It just all these.
Yeah, but are you
countries do-
international? I mean,
Yeah.
this is
Oh, we're
I mean,
mega
this is-
international. Yeah.
okay.
We
'Cause
have to
this
be
is
approved
mega
by like
international.
all these different countries, and yeah.
All right.
So, yep. All right. Well, we'll prove Selden wrong, audience. I know you want us to. You like when he has egg on his face. So,
Wow.
all right. Next story.
Call of Duty is number 1 in launch month for 15 years in a row. This is coming out of GameStop.
GameSpot.
Modern Warfare 2 keeps setting new records for the franchise. For many, many years now, Call of Duty has been a license to print money for Activision, as each annual entry in the series has been a blockbuster success story. October's release kept that tradition alive, as it's being reported that Modern Warfare 2 was last month's best-selling title in the US in sales, making the 22 release the 15th consecutive year that Call of Duty is king.
Now, as crazy and awesome as that is, I will make one point that Halo's always been a November release, and Call of Duty has always pumped the guns and put theirs out in October beforehand, with the exception of November releases for non-Halo years. But even with that caveat, this is super fucking impressive. No one else has done this. No one.
It's definitely
Also, the sky is blue.
I was like, yeah, it's definitely a wonderful
Water
feat,
is
but
wet.
not a surprise.
But you could look
Water
at
is
like,
wet.
like even Madden can't say this. And think of all the Madden drones that you know. They're like, "Oh boy, Madden, Madden." Selden probably one of those guys, but anyway, those even Madden doesn't sell number 1 all these years in a row, despite every beer chug frat boy buying Madden every single year. Am I right? This is the only game that
I don't
does
have
this.
the sense.
Oh, well, the thing we learned from Game Over Greggy and Jeff Gersman is you just make up your stats. That's how you become a judge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Game over, Greggy.
Oh my God, this guy's starting beef with a new guy. Look, Greg, I just want to know. It's all this. It's all this guy.
Okay. Over there.
I got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with it.
Yeah, once this podcast gets auto subtitled, and then Game Over Greggy and Jeff Gersman are looking for SEO, and they're like, they talked about us 100 times, and then they see why we did. You'll see. Game Over Greggy, Game Over Greggy, Game Over Greggy. Wow, that name starts to sound weird once you just keep repeating it. Greggy like loses all meaning. Yes.
Game Over Greggy, if you want to come on and defend yourself against Derek, you're welcome to join the show next week.
Absolutely.
We're also looking for sponsors. If you want to sponsor, it would really help us out.
Yeah. We're about to have a beef with popular people. So, yes. The last time we had a beef with popular people was pre me making up with Cliffy B. And those were super popular episodes and caused a rift in the internet.
Back then. Riveting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that episode now I go back and listen to it, and I was really mean to Cliffy, and I even now I think back and he didn't deserve it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
The apology tour has started.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, that was crazy. I'm glad we're bros now, though. But yeah. All right, next story.
Hey, Google starts issuing Stadia refunds.
You get yours, Selden?
Yeah, I knew this was for me. It was right at the top. So I did not get a refund because I did not buy or pay them anything. But they have the soon-to-be defunct cloud gaming service has come out and said that they're going to start issuing refunds for purchases of games, add-on content, subscriptions made through the store. However, as of right now, they're not refunding the subscription fees because obviously you used it, hopefully, if you had it. But other than that, the only other big thing that's coming out of this article is that they still haven't acknowledged any kind of release of the Bluetooth functionality of Stadia's controllers. So they're still locked into the Stadia environment. A lot of people that have these controllers are asking that to be released so that it's
was
not
the
just
controller
more
good?
e-waste. No, it was pretty bland looking, actually.
So what did you do with yours?
I didn't get one, so I don't know.
Oh,
I canceled mine before it came. But I mean, it was the lateral thumbsticks with the D-pad to the top and the buttons to the top right and top left corners of the thumbstick. So it was a little bit different layout than a lot of our controllers because we're used to, those being flip-flopped at least a little bit.
So more like a shitty PlayStation controller, yeah.
It looked like a Nintendo Pro controller type thing. So
okay, trash.
Yeah. So, but it's still, to prevent e-waste and everything else, it'd be nice if they unlocked the Bluetooth functionality on it so that at least you could use this with your phone or tablet or something like that, so you could still use it. So
play Game Pass, Ultimate Games, yeah. All right, fair enough. No one gave a shit about it.
Yep.
Next story. You can now play the original Microsoft Flight Simulator inside Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, as Selden was mentioning earlier,
I can't believe you stole the Selden story.
I know, right?
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of aircraft in Flight Simulator, and one of them is a giant commercial airliner. And in that airliner, you can go in, and on the little screen in the airliner, it has a little window where you can play the original Flight Simulator, and it has all the keyboard controls there that you can click on and play like you did back in the day when that was the coolest sim ever. It was probably much easier to play Flight Simulator back then. If I remember, as a kid, it was enjoyable, but now as an adult, this thing blows. But Selden's like, oh, I flew through New York like I was fucking Airwolf. Like, what the fuck?
I actually had a chance pre-COVID, probably like a year or two before COVID came. Our local public library had a classic computer show where where they brought down all these old Commodore 64s and TIs and all the old IBMs, and one of them had the original Flight Simulator running on it.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh man, I remember this game. This game was awesome. I tried playing it. I couldn't get shit done in that game.
So what controls did they give you though?
They didn't tell you what controls they had. They just had the game running.
And they just had keyboard?
Yeah, they just had a keyboard. And
Oh no, you
I'm
needed
like, I don't remember any of the controls on this.
you needed the Thrustmaster joystick with the little hat at the
But
top.
it was just like,
and
it was such a throwback because it was the original Flight Simulator. It was just like green line across the screen as the Earth, and like you had
Yeah.
two lines running down, and like you just had numbers on it. I was like, oh man, like Flight Simulators come a long way.
Oh, it has. Yeah, this is a cool Easter egg they threw in. So
Yeah, it is pretty cool that they did that. So I might have to check that out.
nice. All right, next story.
Oh, is that me?
Yep, should
The Game Awards announces collaboration with Discord, including a new award. This is another GameStop story. Spot, sorry. You can now join the official The Game Awards Discord server and vote on best community support. Game Awards has launched its own Discord server and announced multifaceted partnership with the social media company. Discord is considered social media.
Yeah.
Leading up to the awards ceremony on December 8th. You can vote for new nominees, watch the show live together. Yeah.
So what day is December? So Monday, December 5th. So that's 6, 7, 8.
Thursday?
That's a Thursday night. Yeah.
It's usually Thursdays, yeah.
Yeah.
Best Community Support Award in collaboration with Discord.
Interesting.
You know who's not going to get that award? This community.
Wow. I feel like
I love
communities-
Sultan's response.
I mean, we offer lots of support on the Too Old to Play Still Got Game.
I felt
podcast,
like community
Discord
support via Discord is more like a corporate community support. Like, I don't think like we could even win this. I think this is like
No, there's no
when-
way, man. Compared
when
to some other servers.
No, I mean, I don't think by definition. I think this means like someone has a problem in an Ubisoft game and they jump in Ubisoft's Discord and they're like, "Oh, we'll take care of you, blah blah blah. We fixed you up." It's like instant tech support. That's what I feel like this is.
Okay.
Supporting
Yeah,
your
it's-
community.
Yeah, I've been like a couple betas that I've been in, and other games that have official Discord channels. Like the betas are definitely
Is it
They-
or
they
Sorry.
aren't really well done. They're more like chat logs and
Yes, yeah.
any kind of problem tickets or any kind of actual help from the actual company. They always steer. They have a bot that'll steer you to their website to do shit. They don't. They don't actually do.
No
any
one's
support
actually
in the
there to help
Discord.
you.
It's
Yeah.
just a mirror that forces you to the website. So
are you sure? Are we talking like IT support or are we talking like community support as in like
the community
like,
manager.
no, like
For a
like,
game.
like, hey, I need help beating this Sea of Thieves monster. I need people to help me. Like, yeah, I know how to beat that. Let me join
Yeah,
in with you.
But that's also a
Like,
corporate thing. That's not a us thing. That's like, oh, Microsoft's Discord Sea of Thieves channel, people can matchmake in there and Microsoft facilitates it and blah, blah, blah. They even have a bot that helps you find someone. These are all corporate awards. No one's giving an award to us. If they're not
No,
giving one
no.
to Game Over Greggy or Jeff Keighley.
You mean Jeff Gersman?
Oh, Gersman, yes.
Yeah,
Jeff
by
Keighley
the way,
can't get an
they've both-
award.
They've
That would be
both
sus.
won Game Awards. By the way,
Yeah, see, exactly.
it's funny, and I think they both. No, maybe not Jeff, but Greg Miller has been a host of the show. So
Yeah.
anyway,
They should get Golden Boy for the win. That's who should host it. Yeah.
I
Just
think
saying.
he is involved. I think he's one of the co's. You
Yeah,
know,
he's one of our friends. If he gets in, he can get us.
there's that owl word.
Mm.
Hour. Weird, right, Selden?
He also does that show with The Rock on TV, the one where like they flip over
Oh,
big
yes.
heavy shit. Yeah, that's Golden Boy. That's what he does.
He got
Sick.
fired from he lost his
G4
job
TV,
from
yeah.
G4, yeah.
So did friend of Tool to Play, Adam Sessler. Although that video mysteriously
quit
disappeared
before?
offline.
Didn't he quit before the end was announced, or was that just Pereira that said that he was done?
No, that was just Pereira. Yeah, he was there till the end. He's a true trooper and a friend of Tool to Play. I still need to get that video so we can put it back up. Obviously taken down by a cease and desist from someone who didn't like their wasted self saying, "Tool to Play, I'm going to play."
Maybe it was him.
Yes, it was him. Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
so
was
why
that-
didn't you start beef with that guy?
Because I love Sess. I see him every year at Packers Party.
But he put a cease and desist.
Well, it didn't
Why are we
portray him in
taking
a good
shots at
light.
the innocent guy and letting the guilty guy go. What is this?
Yeah, no. We're gonna work on this. Game over, Greggy. Yeah.
The poor guy did nothing wrong, and this guy robbed you. You're like, yeah, he's fine. Yeah. Selden, come on, man. I want to speak up the outrage.
Oh, Selden was already telling me before the show how mad he was at Game Over, Greggy.
Oh
So-
my god.
Oh, and then you wrote that 200-page missive about Game Over, Greggy. You're trying to just
No,
dismiss
I don't
right
think
now,
so.
Hitman.
I don't think so.
Oh,
His wife is Canadian. I can't. You know,
I know.
it's not-
That's like you're like. These
It's
are the
not in-
reasons
I can't
that
do it.
Game Over, Greggy sucks. His
No,
wife is
I
Canadian.
can't.
He is not. Yep. Oh, yep.
She was also involved with the Game Awards.
Oh, yeah. So
Just
Game
saying.
Over, Greggy. SEO, search engine optimization. Game Over, Greggy. This is a real big test. We'll see if this episode
This
draws
is not
any
going to
sort
work.
of
It
ire.
sounds awful.
All right, next story.
Derek has lost his mind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry.
Whose turn? Is it my turn?
Yes.
Thought it was, yeah.
All right, I'll take this one because the other one I just don't think I have. the
Take
technology.
Derek's story. Take Derek's story. Like he
Ubisoft
wronged
refunds
you.
Prince of Persia remake pre-orders, insists it's not canceled. In an effort to save face, and based on the delays that are going on, it looks like that Ubisoft is going ahead and giving people back their money for the pre-orders on the next Prince of Persia game. It's been delayed indefinitely last time I read about it. But good on them that they're not keeping people's money without having a game plan of when the game's coming out. So
This just seems like it's going to be a while. And like they can't hold these people's money for that long.
I guess, yeah.
Right. Not that like so it must be really far out.
Yeah, it's like
Something must have happened, and you know, like we need to buy us a few years, like let's refund people money.
yeah, I guess by doing that, it's if it didn't come out in 3 years, then you refund money, and it comes out 4 years later, and then people can rebuy it. Then you weren't hanging on to their money for 7 years.
Right.
That looks terrible. Yeah,
especially if people have died between the time that they
Yeah.
pre-ordered.
that's like some Kickstarter campaigns.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So, and this is just another reason why not to pre-order because the delays are going
Yeah.
on.
I had something
But-
I told you guys weeks ago. I had something come this year that I backed on Kickstarter 6 years ago. And I had given up on. It's never coming, and it came. So think of that, but it was a AAA publisher of a game, and they hung on to your money for 6 years.
Oof, that's
It's
bad.
it's a little different when it's a nobody versus Ubisoft, who should have plenty of money to back their own game. So
Yeah, I think Nintendo handles this a little. Doesn't Nintendo? They don't charge you until the week of ship on any pre-orders. I think.
yes, yep.
So Nintendo does it a little right. I mean, if you're
So-
putting money down in pre-orders and they're holding on to that money, that's shitty. If it's
Yeah,
gonna be years
real
and years,
shitty.
Yeah, so yeah, Nintendo doesn't charge through until it's about to come out. But then again, Nintendo can't claim that as income on the books until
they pull the charge.
when it comes out. So yeah.
So good on Ubisoft for doing the right thing and saying, "Hey, stick with us. It's going to be a while, but here's your
Yep.
money back."
All right. Last story. New decompression feature from Microsoft promises lightning fast load times. So for those of us Xbox Series X people, we've already felt this. And now it's been ported to the direct storage API. So NVIDIA has already implemented this. It's coming soon to AMD cards. And basically what this is instead of in the old days, you'd have textures and graphic assets. And when you launched a game, they would be taken from storage to your CPU and decompressed and then pushed to the graphics card. And this is one of those things that's perfect for a multi-threaded graphics card to do at ultra high speed. So, which is how the Xbox does this fast launch stuff. But now it's coming to PC. So games are going to be able to take advantage of this. When it's time to load, that shit gets passed directly to the GPU. Once it's decompressed, it's already in the GPU. So you've cut off two paths of slow loading. Obviously, you need SSDs to make this worthwhile at all, but it's nice to see this finally come to PC. It doesn't even seem to care.
So
Not really.
I mean, does this blow apart the Xbox's? Well, we designed the innards to load faster since they're able to push this to regular graphics cards on the CPU?
No, this is what the Xbox has been doing since the Series X. It's just now it's finally coming to PC people.
Right.
And it's universal because they've changed the API for the storage API so that graphics card drivers can implement that layer and then take advantage of that in games. So NVIDIA jumped right on it. AMD's obviously trying to get this thing finished up because as games implement this, it's going to be something that can be benchmarked one company against the other. So,
yeah, but is this going to increase the speed of the load time of my Access databases at work?
no, they are definitely not going to patch Access to take advantage of this. Yes,
because I would love that.
But those databases also are not stored. I would hope they're not stored locally on an SSD. That these are over network storage. Yes, yeah, probably encrypted network storage, password protected.
Yes, there's lots of barriers between where I get.
Yes, I would hope so. Selden can't just pull out his SSD and take it home with all of that super secret special data for company X. So, yeah, no, this is good news for PC people. And welcome to the party, pals.
So they're coming to the console master race.
Yes, exactly. Finally coming to console master race. So, all right.
Console master race.
So if you guys have any news stories you want to share or us talk about next week, give us a call 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@toolplay.com. We will incorporate them into the show, just like our fucking news stories. Like I have to find all these because some of my hosts they don't want to look for news stories beforehand, or if
every
they do,
time I put up a news story, it never gets added.
Never gets added.
Okay,
Ever.
but here's a tidbit, kids.
Ever.
Anybody that's a host can add a show in the outline. Otherwise, it's just me doing their work for them, and I can't do that. I do too much for this. But anyway. Oh, all right. Sponsors. If we had them, we'd support them right here. This is where it'd be like, yeah, go to McDonald's.com and get your special adult Happy Meal. But we don't. So instead, we're
Go to Burger
pitching.
King. Get the Warzone bundle.
See, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's the thing. You got a guy with a Burger King shirt on the front.
Yeah.
It's got a dude with a mustache.
Well, all right. So it hits either super baked or had a fever
my
dream
gosh.
or this is a real thing. One
Warzone
of
bundle.
those three. But yes. But we could use sponsors like the Burger King or McDonald's, battle each other for our love. But if you like sponsor us, Tell us what you want to sell. We'll tell you you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool Play related at twitter.com/tool to play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. Facebook the fuck out of us, facebook.com/tool to play. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/tool to play. That's one of the many places we broadcast live each and every week. Also, it is our archive content VOD. You can get every single show that's ever been broadcast by Tool to Play right there. Whether it's Hits Quick Hits, Thick and Thin with LB and Duty, sometimes featuring i6 Hitman, Still Got Game, Tiff's Immature Interviews, even Dane Tulloch's interviews at conventions with rock band people, Selden's Cam Show. Everything is there. So definitely go subscribe, follow us and subscribe on YouTube, and you will have access to that full plethora of content. Please rate me the podcast in iTunes. Give us 5 stars. If you're so inclined, write a little something nice to go with it. I'm sure the Android crap store has some sort of weird way to do podcasts there and give them nice things. Do it there if you're an Androidiot. But definitely take care of the show. We have a Discord channel. Actually, before we get to that, we have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/still_got_game. That's one of the many places we broadcast live each week. We used to do Southern Tool Play channel, but that's a partner channel. We can't multi-stream. So we created this new piece of shit channel with almost no subscribers and no followers. But that's where one of the many places we broadcast this show now each and every week. We have a Discord channel, discord.me/stillgotgame. That's discord.me/stillgotgame. You can join our Discord and talk to us all day long. Me, Hit, Selden, Tiff's even in there a bunch. Yont Dog, he's absent, but it is what it is. But yeah, you have full access to the host of this show all day long at your beck and call. So join our Discord and be our friend. All right, let's jump on to what we're each individually pimping. Hit, what do you got?
If you're looking for me, wow, did you guys hear that? If you're looking for me, find me on Linktree, i6 Hitman on Linktree. All my stuff is there, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Find all my stuff there. Yeah. Selden, what about you? Where can I find you?
You can find me on my link tree. You can find all my links to all my socials out there. Definitely check them out. Send me a follow and I'll follow you back. Other than that, I don't really have much else to pimp this week. Just a crazy busy time right now. So other than that, I don't think I have much else. So what about you, Derek?
Well, as always, I'm all over social media. Not producing tons of social media content, but I have a rich backlog of content that people need to see. So if you want to find my backlog of content, go to linktree/Derek Nolan. That's linktr.ee/Derek Nolan. It's got all my socials, as well as the show's socials. There's no shortage of genius material in those. Like, just even you go to my Instagram and just go through it. It's like so curated, so fucking everything is perfect. So definitely go to linktree/Derek Nolan and follow me and enjoy my shit. I won't necessarily follow you back like follow for follows Selden, but yeah, if you're cool, we'll see what happens. All right. Before we wrap up, I remind you that you can join us each and every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific at youtube.com/tool2play, facebook.com/tool2play, twitch.tv/stillgotgame, and twitter.com/tool2play and still_got_game. And on that, why don't we wrap this pre-Thanksgiving episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I'm Roger the Hitman Roken.
And Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
A turkey for you and a turkey for me.